Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. Yes, you're not hearing things, I am actually sick. So I just got back from Quilt Market in Houston. It's one of the biggest quilt shows in the world, and they have, it seems like there's like 500 vendors plus all these really gorgeous quilts. So I just thought I would come on and share with you what I got while I was there. And hopefully I won't take too long. I filmed this once before my batteries went dead, so that's a sign for me to hurry up. Anyway, there's a booth that I hit. Usually every quilt show, they're usually at Paducah too, called Trims on Wheels. And here's their card. They do have an online presence. And so I got this from them. I thought it was just beautiful. And then I got this as well. This I'm probably going to use for like a boho bag or something. You know when you see stuff, and I have this. I love blue and gold and brown together, and so when I saw this, I was like, "Ooh, I love that." But it's funny how you buy stuff and you don't really know what you're going to do with it necessarily, but you will use it. So yeah, I got sick the day before. We were supposed to leave, and I was sick the whole trip. We drove all the way to Houston. It was like 15 hours, and isn't that gorgeous? And yeah, so I was nice and sick for the whole thing. And my mother-in-law met me there, and I was so worried I was going to get her and her family sick. So I stayed in my friend's room because she'd gotten a room right next door, and I got my friend sick, so it's probably a good thing I didn't bunk down with the in-laws like I was going to. Yeah, and I was better on Saturday and sounded even better on Sunday, but then Sunday night after I got home, I started sounding worse and feeling worse. So anyway, isn't that beautiful? Just gorgeous. This was like 20 bucks a yard, so I only got like this little small piece. It was just beautiful, and I got this little collar from them as well. So that's everything from that booth. And so while we were in Texas, we went and I love the old tall ships like this, and we went. Sorry about the glare. And we went and did a tour of it. It's one of the few tall ships left that actually still sails. So it was a very funny story about that, though. We had made this. So it was a side trip to Galveston, right? And hang on, I'm going to do this first. This guy was selling French lace. He's in the Netherlands. This is his thing. Anyway, so we didn't know that there was a big Harley Davidson like bike rally thing going on in Galveston. And so we show up to take our tour of this tall boat, and two frumpy looking middle-aged women with gray hair, and in our t-shirts and sweatpants. And we get there, and there is no less than 750,000 bikers that were there, black leather clad. So that was quite hilarious. And I'm trying to park this white Toyota Camry in amongst all of these motorcycles. It was pretty funny. It's an adventure story now, right? Isn't this gorgeous? I really bought this one because of the orange, because it's just so unique. I haven't seen any lace like that at all. This one is a beautiful pastel. This is a really beautiful pastel pink. It's like almost a blush pink. In fact, I don't know if it's going to show up. It might just show up as beige, but it's actually pink, and it is just beautiful. Isn't it pretty? So yeah, I mean, like I said, he's got a website, and he had a wonderful accent. So if you like these laces, go check him out. This is the last one I bought from him. I bought this for the gypsy book that I'm going to do someday down the road. And because I have no red at all. And this isn't like Christmas red, but it's definitely red. And I haven't decided how I'm going to use this piece. I might just cut it down the middle and have two separate pieces then to use. Or there might be a place where I might use the whole thing. I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful. So yeah, so check this guy out. He sells fine French laces, but he's in the Netherlands. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing I got from the trim place was these peacock feathers. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I love peacocks. A lot of people like flamingos. I prefer peacocks. And speaking of which, so I found this. I have no idea what this actually is. I mean, it's too big to be a towel. But anyway, it is a peacock. And what I'm going to do, so this is just painted on. And this is a cotton and really nice cotton. I'm going to actually embroidery this. I'm going to embroider this whole panel and then put it in the middle of a quilt, I think, because I do. I love peacocks. I have so many quilts that if we ever have a freeze, we should be just fine, right? And then, so I got some antique buttons while I was there as well. I didn't buy as many antique buttons this time as I did last time. Excuse me. Well, I have never been to Houston, but this lady was at Paducah one year, and I bought a ton of stuff from her. So anyway, this is who this is. She does not have an online store. I bought this beautiful antique button from her. And, I mean, her buttons are super expensive because they're, 1880s authentic Victorian. She also has other buttons, too. She's got, like, the Bake-Like buttons and the shell, mother of pearl, that kind of stuff. She had one button there this year that was like $40 just by itself. So, I got this card of buttons. They're silver and they kind of stand up. I just love them. I hope that's in focus. If my eyes aren't in focus, then I can't tell if it's in focus. I'm on a lot of cold medicine, ladies, so, and gents. Anyway, these, come on, focus, there we go. Those were really pretty. So that's what I got from the button lady. Oh my gosh, you guys, you should have seen the quilts. They were just beautiful. Believe it or not, I also got this. You're like, what? But some of the vendors there sell older stuff rather than just all new manufacturer stuff. Sometimes they sell old things. So this is just full of old Christmas stamps. And I'm gonna use these in my junk journals. Yeah. There's also 2 bingo cards in here as well. So I did not go to Houston thinking I was going to come home with Christmas stamps and stuff for my junk journal. I thought, thought I was going strictly for my quilts. Except for old pictures. I did get a bunch of old pictures. So the other thing I got these 2 beautiful pieces of lace. Very old. I'll use those on something. And then I am always looking for old quilt blocks, old vintage quilt blocks to turn into new quilts. So this vendor had 10 of these maple leaf pattern. And, or I'm sorry, 20. I thought there were 20. And I got through all of them. And the last one is actually not the maple leaf. It is a basket. So, I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go through and pick out, I think, the 15 best, because, you know, not all of these are square, and like that's going to stand out like a sore thumb because of that purple background. So I think I'll just, you know, there's one or two I can set aside and use for something else, and use 15 of them. And I'm not really sure yet what I'm going to do with them, but I think I'm going to bling them up. I'm going to do some embroidery on them, I think is what I'm going to do. So anyway, I was super excited to find those. And I did get a couple of fat quarters, nothing major. I also got some wool wool blocks too, but I don't know where they went. Anyway, so got some fat quarters, and I'm always looking for vintage linens because I'm going to do a vintage linen quilt eventually. And also, I don't know if you saw Jeanette at Me Cottage Crafts, or My Cottage Crafts. She did a beautiful video, a wonderful video on a beautiful handbag that she made using vintage linens. So, you know, I'm always looking for them because of those kind of projects. You know, you can use them in so many different things, and I have a huge stack of them already, but I am always looking for them. This one is not in the greatest of shape. In the middle, there's quite a bit of staining. It looks like it's almost like it's mold, really. But anyway, so I'm gonna, but you know, I won't use that part, so I'm just gonna use this part. So that was awesome. And the find for the week, oh wait, here we go. So I did get some more wool. I'm so sorry, guys, but this cold medicine is making me not think straight. Anyway, I've been collecting wool because I'm going to do a wool applique quilt, and so, but I never really had that much wool, so I've just been collecting like little squares like this every time I go to a show. So I got some of those. Excuse me, guys, I'm really sorry about being sick, but anyway, and I got these two patterns from Crabapple Hill. You should check them out. They have a website online. They offer all kinds of patterns, embroidery patterns. Some of the later stuff they've been doing, they mix embroidery with crayon, which I don't really care for that look. But I have done at least 4 or 5 of their big embroidery quilts, which someday I will do a video on and let you see what they look like. But their patterns are really easy. You just take the embroidery pattern and you lay your white cotton over it, and then you take a pencil and you draw the pattern onto your fabric. You can use a light box, you can use a window too if you don't see real well. So they're not iron-on. But anyway, these are tea towels, but I probably won't make tea towels. I'll probably just use the pattern for something else, and I will put that away later. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so the big find though is this. This is a huge stack of 85 vintage hankies, 85 of them that I got for 20 bucks. So that's definitely the find of the whole week. So the top part here is all the really beautiful you've seen people you've probably seen the butterfly quilts or the ladies' dresses quilts that they make out of these. And normally when you go to find these in the antique malls and stuff, they're like $3, $4, $5 a piece. And you know, it gets harder and harder to pay that, you know. So when I can find them really, you know, for a bargain, I grab them. So anyway, that's those. And then there are a few odds and ends here, like this is like painted on, so is this. And then there were a couple like embroidery kind of things like this. And then there was one for the state of Kansas, one for the state of Missouri, and then these beautiful ones with the embroidery. And then the bottom part of the stack is all kind of just like your plain white and off-white, beige, that kind of thing, which you can either stain, you know, coffee stain or tea stain or something, or you can just leave them like they are. But yeah, 85 of them for 20 bucks, and they're normally $3 to $5 a piece. So anyway, that was the amazing thing. Okay, and I'm getting close to like 15 minutes here, so I'm just going to show you real quickly. I got some photographs and stuff while I was there as well. This is actually like a print, an artist print. It's really thin paper, but I'm going to use that for my junk journals. This is probably the most amazing photo I found, and probably one of the most amazing pictures I've ever seen, actually. I don't know. I don't know if I'm actually going to use this in a junk journal, or if I'm just going to admire it. I don't know. But so, I mean, it looks like it's a hunting lodge, and but I mean, okay, the dead deer in the front of the picture is kind of gross, but but I mean, just look at these guys, and it's actually not Texan. It's pretty sure it's German. Is that German? All of you German speakers out there, let me know if that's what this is, if that's what this says. So I think it's European of some sort, rather than here in the States, but I just loved that. I thought that was great. And these guys are immigrants to, I guess, to Texas. I don't know, because I don't know what that language is, but they're so obviously proud of whatever this is growing here, you know. I just love that. Thought that was great. These two sisters. I mean, how can they not be sisters? I don't know. They could be cousins, I guess. And then these guys, look at that. They're playing music and drinking. Nothing has changed in 100 years, folks. Nothing. And, oh, and I love this one. Like, look how pretty. So, and this lady, oh my gosh, look at that feathered hat, right? Oh, and then picture of an old car, and these guys walking along the railroad. I love that. And the ladies in the car, every single person in this picture is a woman, and I just love that. I think that's great. This little boy. I love this lady. I mean, look at her dress. Look at that. Yeah, she's going to go in my gypsy book, my gypsy junk journal. And there's that. Looks like these guys might be getting married in front of the ocean or something. I don't know. And then this one was really funny because it says equestrians not allowed. And I was on so much cold medicine all weekend that I thought it said pedestrians not allowed. And I thought it was really funny because these two people were there and it says pedestrians not allowed. So here I thought they were being, you know, I don't know. But and I get it home and it says equestrians, not pedestrians, which I think kind of makes it kind of funnier that I was so messed up on cold medicine that I couldn't tell the difference. Anyway, and here's this bathing beauty, which I love. I always try to find bathing beauty photographs because they're not very common. And then this guy, look at him. He looks like a gangster. Doesn't he look like he's just going to pull out a gun? I think so. And I don't know what this is, but this might be European as well. I don't know why, but I think that might be the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I just thought what a great photograph that was. And then this lady in front of her car. And then this one, it's on the back, it's French, and it says Reverend Pierre Therault. So it says, so it's Catholic children, so, you know, some kind of like catechism class or Catholic class or whatever. At first I thought it might be French, but I guess it could also be Canadian. It could be from Quebec, or possible it could even be from Louisiana because of, you know, kind of, there's sort of a French group of people there too, so, but I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was cool. This lady kind of cracks me up, okay? Like, okay, that bow is on steroids. I love it. And I love her curly hair. And I love the glasses and that serene look on her face. And you keep going down and look at the work on that collar. But then you go down and you're like, I wonder if she realized what that looks like. So I had to buy it, of course. And then this last one, this lady just wanted to come home with me. Look at her. So pretty. And I don't know, it doesn't look like anybody painted on the picture, but that rose has been colored in, and so is her necklace. So I'm assuming they did it at the studio, which is really kind of cool. But yeah, as soon as I saw her, I was like, okay, she's coming home with me. So I think that is everything. Yeah, I think pretty sure that's everything. So, if you get a chance to ever go to the show in Houston, you should. It's amazing. Like I said, a ton of vendors, and I really didn't even get to go to every table, and I went 2 days. I went for to the show for 2 days, and didn't make it to every vendor. So the quilts were amazing, and they had a big, beautiful hanging display of blue and white quilts, and blue and white quilts are among my favorites. So anyway, I will maybe later try to do a video of just highlighting the quilts that were at the show. So anyway, thank you everybody who has been doing the VR response for my challenge. I so appreciate it, and I have really enjoyed, just loved looking at your photographs, your old photographs, and reading and hearing the stories behind the pictures. And yeah, so it's not too late. It's a VR, so you can literally do it up until November 23rd. I don't ask you to make anything. You can just go over to the video and find out my specs on it if you want to join. The only thing I ask is that if you comment that you're going to do a VR, please let me know if you are international or if you are in the U.S. Because I'm doing a drawing for both, and I want to make sure I get you in the right category. So anyway, guys, have a great day. It's good to be home, and hopefully I will kick this cold, and everything will be good. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.